Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahakwadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers enduring to the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson, and I'm going to start it off in Matthew chapter 24, verses 6 to 8, which is Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus, the Son of the Most High, telling his disciples of the end time signs to look for, to know that his second coming was nigh, and that the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Israel, was at hand. But he was really speaking to his disciples who are living during these times right now, because, if you have that spiritual eye, you can see that all these things Yahweh Shai told his disciples to look for are either in the process of taking place or taking place as we speak. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, which goes without saying. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, one nation or race rising up against another, and kingdom against kingdom. These major countries going against each other, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Earthquakes are happening damn near daily all across the planet. You just had that major 7 point whatever magnitude earthquake in California. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Hey, we're just in the beginning stages right now. All these different things are going to intensify until all hell breaks loose during Jacob's trouble. And as our elder brother Yakana says down here all the time, that's when it's going to be hell to tell the captain. But in this video, I'll be dealing with the pestilences, because we saw what happened during 2019 to 2021. And then you've been hearing rumors and, little outbreaks here and there of different pestilences. Well, in California, as the title of this article from dailymail.co.uk says, California declares state of emergency as H5N1 avian sneeze threatens pestilence in chilling echoes of C019 dark days. So, hey, you're hearing more and more talks in the news, and more people coming down with the avian sneeze, to the point to where California has just announced a state of emergency. And we remember what happened to 2019 to 2021. Hey, this could very well, bring about similar and even more draconian measures this time. But regardless, we know that major pestilences that are going to take out a lot of people, hey, whether naturally occurring or man-made, are going to take place. It's all a part of biblical prophecy. California has declared a state of emergency for the H5N1 avian sneeze amid fears that the pestilence could jump to people and start to spread. The move comes in response to a major outbreak of the pestilence among the state's cattle, which has spilled over and infected dozens of dairy workers. The announcement follows news that an individual in Louisiana was hospitalized with the avian sneeze, becoming the country's first severe case, which I'm going to get a little bit of that real quick with this article from abcnews.go.com. C to the D to the C confirms first case of severe avian sneeze in U.S. The C to the D to the C has confirmed the first case of severe avian sneeze in the United States. The Federal Health Agency said Wednesday that the patient has been hospitalized in Louisiana. State health officials said the patient is over the age of 65 with underlying medical conditions. And remember back during the 19 to the 21 days, they said a lot of people that, contracted and disappeared from that had underlying, health conditions as well. The patient is experiencing severe respiratory illness related to the avian sneeze infection and is currently in critical condition, a spokesperson from the Louisiana Department of Health told ABC News. The declaration of emergency gives California state and local resources to contain the outbreak, including hiring staff or issuing contracts for things like tests or personal protective equipment, PPE. Governor Gavin Newsom said the move would free up funds and streamline and expedite the state's efforts to tackle the outbreak. California also declared an emergency over the C019 pestilence, which was lifted in February 2023 after nearly 3 years. And, you remember how severe, those measures were back then, especially in California and New York. You had to, social space, wear those diapers on your face. When the juice came out, you had to have identification that you had the juice, or you weren't allowed to go to particular places. Places were L-downed, L-O-C-K downed, et cetera, et cetera. And, we could very well face all those things happening again. And, who knows how bad it would be the next time, whether it's the avian sneeze or one of these other pestilences out here. You're hearing about the Mossberg. You're hearing about the MPOX, Ebola-like pestilences. There's a whole host of things out here that could get things popping off again. And then, without saying too much, you had a lot of people that got that juice. And who's to say that juice, as we're going, deeper into the winter months, doesn't get active in these people and cause, pestilence-like symptoms, and they blame it on that. There are many different factors out here that are going to lead to these draconian measures, which is exactly what the elites want. Read Revelation 12, verse 12. The devil, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, specifically the elites, are going to come down in great wrath because they know it that they have but a short time. These elites see that their time's almost up. They see that Israel's waking up and that the prophets are out, and that whenever those things happen, whatever heathens in rulership is going to be taken out of power. So they're about to pull out all the stops to implement their NW0, that great RESET, that fourth industrial revolution. And then back in October, some laws were voted on in the U.S. to cede, authority of, the government over to organizations like the UN or the WHO in the event of a major, situation out here. Because, they say it's out of the hands of, regular government officials. These bigger organizations need to take care of it. And we see how they got down back during 2019 to 2021. California has identified H5N1 in 645 dairy herds since its first detection in late August, and nearly half of those were reported in the past 30 days, highlighting the rapid spread of the pestilence. 34 of the U.S.'s 61 human avian sneeze cases have also been in California. Many commentators including officials at the WHO, have criticized the U.S.'s response to the outbreak. Experts have described it as a pestilence unfolding in slow motion. And what did I just say? With those things that were voted on back in October, if a situation gets too out of hand, the UN or the WHO can take full authority of it. But that's it with this article. But hey, we just have to wait and see what happens with these things. But with the state of emergency being declared, and if the situation intensifies, what can we expect to see? More L downs, more pushes for avian juice that people need to take, and people's rights in society being heavily restricted again. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 in the Apocrypha, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. What does that sound like? A LOCK down, which could come from what? A state of martial law being declared, civil unrest causing a national emergency, or a declaration of emergency due to a highly, spreadable pestilence out here. But like I've been saying throughout the video, there will be major pestilences during these last days, which are going to be one of the major judgments from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to take you people out for the wickedness you've been committing. But now I'm going to close it out in 2nd Esdras chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? And you better hope you're an Israelite, or a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, as well as an Israelite foreigner who looks like these heathen nations. But when you hear the words of the prophets, it stirs up something in your spirit. And then on top of that, to be of that elect number who are going to be the ones that are going to be protected from these coming calamities of Jacob's trouble, which Yahweh Ratazah, you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, as well as myself, are of that number. The beginning of sorrows. Remember, back in Matthew 24, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, pestilences, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, scourges for correction, scourges for judgment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. And hey, we saw this with our people during 2019 to 2021, when things were getting bad. Those brothers whose family members knew the truth, they were hitting them up, asking questions, asking, what are we going to do? But when things went back to normal, hey, a lot of them went back to scoffing and not taking the truth seriously. For a lot of you, that was your last chance to get this word. And also, a lot of you, instead of going to the prophets for answers, you went to Esau for answers. You went to the government for answers. And a lot of you got jacked up after you took that juice. And a lot of you disappeared after taking that juice. And when whatever comes again that's going to bring about these draconian measures, a lot of you again are going to go down to Esau, go down to Egypt for help, and be destroyed along with them. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves in good case. And we see that this is quickly disappearing. Those food prices, water, electricity, these other creature comfort prices are going up with inflation, and we are going to hit hyperinflation. That they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And again, with that juice, that can be considered, one of the swords of the wicked to, get these people out of here. lest we forget what Bill Gates said during that one TED Talk. If we do a really good job with pestilences, not pestilences, if we do a really good job with juices, we can really get the population numbers down. And the dead shall be cast out as dung or shit, and there shall be no man to comfort them. There's going to be so much death and dead bodies out here that, it's just going to be too overwhelming for people to bury. And, people are just going to have to, step over them and, just keep on moving. For the earth shall be wasted and the cities shall be cast down for the great plagues and swords and famines and judgments that Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is quickly bringing down the pipeline. And with the way things are looking, 2025 is going to be a very explosive year. But that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.